Our channel, it's Kai
and Candi.
and today we want to talk about long distance relationships.
Yes.
What inspired this topic was a subscriber came and said that she was struggling with her mate who she's in a long distance relationship with, and she felt like, what do you do? Yeah, and clearly, if you watched our video from before, we were clearly in a long distance relationship for probably about 2 years before we actually saw each other.
Right.
So we had to get very creative in that 2-year time frame.
Three to almost 3.5 years before I actually made the move to Maryland.
Yeah.
So even after we had saw each other, it was still long distance for a little while.
Right. So I would say that if you are in a long distance relationship, you just have to be very creative. We did a lot of well, in the beginning, we didn't even talk on the phone, like for maybe like the first year and a half, because we met online.
Year and a half.
Yeah, well, we met online, so we did a lot of talking online. And then finally, I asked her, could I call her? And that's when we decided to start talking.
I think it was only 6 months. She's kind of inflating stuff.
No, I'm not.
It was 6 months.
6 months?
Yeah.
Okay.
6 months, and then we started talking. We weren't, so at the time, like, iPhone was like around, but it really wasn't super big.
FaceTime
where, like,
wasn't
everyone
like a big
had an
thing,
iPhone.
yeah.
You know how everybody has an iPhone or Android now? Like, no, there was still other options. So I don't think either one of us had an iPhone.
No, we used Skype.
So we used Skype. So
Yeah.
it wasn't even nothing like as simple as we could have FaceTimed each other or anything like that. And I think at the time, my laptop probably didn't support Skype. That sounds so catfishy, but that's really the truth, because I had like a little cheap, like $20 laptop. And so I couldn't get on Skype until about probably a year and a half.
Okay.
But we had sent pictures of each other, and yeah, that's basically all we had.
Yeah. So at the beginning, it was just a lot of phone conversation. We would talk all night long. Like I was saying, you just gotta get creative. We did a lot of phone conversations. We kind of knew each other's schedules. So, she would call me before it's time for me to go to work, or when she knows my lunchtime, or, vice versa for her. When I knew it was at certain times of the day that she was just available, I made myself available because I really, really wanted to talk to her, and she really wanted to talk to me. So, you just got to find time. You have to, if you're on the same page with the person you're in a long distance relationship with, then, you will know what their schedule is like. You want to call them frequently, just to let them know you're thinking about them. We also, once we did start to see each other, it maybe was like no more than 3 to 4 months that would pass.
Right. And then we would see each other again. So that's probably like the first tip, is to, after you see each other, and I know it can be hard depending on finances and stuff, but try to make an effort to see each other. I would say every at least 3 to 5 months.
Yeah.
It's probably a normal and doable time frame. It doesn't even have to be anything big. Sometimes I just simply came to Baltimore, and we just, chilled, and she cooked me food, and we went to all the local places, and it was nothing major about it, but it was just the time that we actually got to spend together that was so memorable and really, really good. And that's really all you want to do when you're in a long distance relationship with someone. You don't kind of want a whole big hoopla when you see them, because you don't see them
all the time.
Often.
Yeah, and sometimes when you do plan so much, because you want to sometimes I guess court that person as if you were dating. Sometimes when you have so much plan, you don't get to really spend time with them and get to know who they are.
Exactly.
I don't want to have dates all planned all throughout the day when she comes, and then it's like, well, we didn't really get a chance to vibe and get to know each other. You know what I mean? So you definitely want to just take some time and just hang out together. Save your money up. Keep an eye on, what is it called, Skyscanner, and all of those other airlines that you can find out when's the best time to go. If you pay for your ticket early enough, you can get really, really good, discounts and things like that. So you want to do that, and
look at me, ladies. You want to keep it sexy, okay? Whatever you do to keep it sexy, Y'all know what I mean. You gotta do things to keep it spicy, to keep it sexy, to make sure, because they cannot feel your touch, they can't feel your kisses or anything like that. So all you have is visual and your voice. I used to get my voice ready and everything like that in order to keep them intrigued, because it can be so difficult being in a distance relationship. Like, I almost felt like sometimes, this is probably a horrible equation, but like one of us was in jail or something.
That's what it feels
so
like.
you gotta, you know, like if your man, your woman was in jail, you would be sending your sexy photos or whatever else, because you want to make sure that they are ready for you when you see them.
Also, I think something else cute that I kind of did, like sometimes like for holidays and stuff, for instance, Valentine's Day, when we couldn't be together, you know, we would send each other gifts through the mail and stuff like that. And like, I know one time I had bought her this teddy bear and I put my my perfume on it when I sent it to her, and you know, she just was like, I'm just laying here smelling you the whole time. So, you know, give them things to remember you by when you know you can't be with them.
And you know, the scent didn't leave for months. And I slept with it every single night. But it just reminded me of her. It brought me so much comfort. Like, I named that teddy bear and everything. Like, we had a really, me and the teddy bear had an oddly close relationship.
Oh, Lord. She's playing, y'all.
I'm joking. It's just my humor.
But yeah, so do little stuff like that, and then take turns visiting each other, because you know, sometimes you don't want to feel like, you know, it's all on one person to always make that trip to visit. So, you know, if you go this time, then maybe they can come the next time, and that way y'all can kind of take some of that those fees off of each other, because it can become expensive. So, you know, you say, well, this time I'll come see you, next time you come see me, you know, and I think that helps, you know.
And then coming up with like a realistic plan of what's going to happen long term. You know what I'm saying? So, coming up with who's going to move. Is one person going to relocate to the other person's city? Are you both going to take a leap and move somewhere else? Why I think that long distance relationships can work. Would I say they can work probably for a long term? In my opinion, no. You know, I'm not very well versed in that. At a certain point, you just want to and you desire to be around
that person
all the time, and it becomes hard to kind of navigate life, because even going out and doing certain things, like you would be attached to the phone again, like your mate in jail. I don't want to miss your calls or anything, because maybe you're calling me on a 15-minute lunch break and that's all you have, and I may have not talked to you for 6 hours, and I won't have an opportunity to talk to you for another 6 hours unless I talk to you in that 15 minutes. So it becomes where it starts to impede your daily life, and you do have to have that serious conversation of what's going to happen long term. So that's another reason to probably start building up y'all finances together, deciding what you want to do, deciding if you just want to move to the state, because a lot of people don't know this. A lot of people have the impression that I just immediately moved in with Kai. I did not. I had my own, I had a roommate situation, and then from there I had my own place, and then eventually me and Kai started living together. And that was just something we discussed, and it was because I wanted to have my own sense of independence and living on my own, and that was super important to me. And also I wanted us to be able to date each other in the same city before we just made the leap of living together in the same quarters, which could have been probably very uncomfortable from the beginning. So I think we had time to get to know each other, because it's different knowing somebody on a daily basis and dealing with when they're not just happy with you, when they mad at you, and I got an attitude and I'm being sassy and everything like that. It's totally different.
I think that's what makes more couples struggle in the beginning of their relationship when they're in a long distance relationship. You can't expect to know, you know, if you can live with this person just because you care about them. You can't just know that, you know, when they leave stuff in the bathroom sink, or if they very messy,
like my hair,
or anything like that. You know, can I deal with this? Can I deal with their behaviors? You know, those are things that you have to do when you are with each other, not over the phone. So you know, although you might feel like, you know, you care about that person, take some time out to yourself and figure out, you know,
if you can,
is this the type of person that I feel like I can see long term with? Even though they made that move, you don't know that it's going to work. So it's best to take your time and see if, you know, we want to move towards moving in with each other versus you keep your own place, I'll keep mine, and let's just continue to date until we can move in that direction or decide that this is just not right for us.
Exactly. So that's all that I have to say. I mean, that's all the, I think, tips and advice that I could give about long distance relationships. Just stay faithful, stay honest, stay communicating with each other, and understand that you're going to have to work a little bit harder for it than you do a relationship that's just close distance. But I will say that it builds such a closeness with them, because even when me and Kai, when we're arguing, when we're going through the worst stages, I know that us being long distance and really having time to work and build on a friendship is what really keeps us together. So many people are with people that's not even a friend. And that's crazy, but that's just the reality.
And we just start off as friends first. Yeah. You know, I think we talked about that in the How We Met video. And that's the best thing. If you have a friend in somebody, especially when you're in a same-sex relationship, it's almost like having a best friend. So it's like having a best friend there all the time. So, you know, you want to treat your best friend as such. You know, you want to give them that loyalty and that trust and, you know, that care. You want to talk about things with that person and make them feel, you know, confident in your life, especially if they're long term, because you can feel very insecure being in a whole different state from somebody and thinking, you know, I don't know if they're out here dating somebody else behind my back. I don't live in the same state. There's no way I could actually know. But, you know, you just really have to build that type of trust with that person. And if you start to see red flags, pay attention to them.
Yep.
You know, because it's a reason why.
Exactly. But thank y'all so much for watching.
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all watching. And please keep the topics coming down below in the comment section. We do read those comments. And we are always eager to make new video topics for you all. We should have a vlog coming this week. Our very first vlog.
Yeah, we've been working on it.
So it's just like us in our daily regular life. So
and I do want to say something else real quick.
Okay.
I just want to thank y'all for the patience. I know a lot of y'all been commenting saying that we cut each other off a lot. I just want to address that really quick. I am not 100% comfortable on camera. I've said this in many videos. If you watch our videos, you know that. But I thank you for your patience, and we are working on it. And a lot of times, just because she's a journalist major, it's just in her nature to take over and keep the conversation going. So I just want you guys to know we are working on it, and I'm working on being more comfortable.
Yes, and it's something that you always do to us. Also, being very protective of my mate. So if I feel like, you know, the conversation isn't flowing right, or she needs my help, she's looking to me for help, I'm going to obviously help. So that's really all it is. It's love. It's not about cutting her off or anything like that. She would do the same thing for me. If I was getting stuck in a sentence or something like that, she would be able to chime in and help me, so that I am always looking my best, and I'm always going to make sure she looks her best as well, because that's what we're supposed to do.
So, thanks again for watching. Make sure if you have not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe for us. Keep the comments coming, because we want to know what you want us to talk about next. And again, thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.